Boatbuilding News, the podcast. Let's do it. Welcome to Boatbuilding News, the podcast, a series of engaging interviews with key individuals from within the marine industry. I'm excited. This is going to be epic. This is quite possibly my favourite episode so far. A fascinating conversation and I learned so much. I hope you will too. Hi Michael, welcome to the Boatbuilding News.
Hello, nice to meet you again and happy to be here.
Yeah, really good to see you. So I attended VETS and the event that you guys put on to unveil the eD-TEC drive electric drive system. And it was great. It was so informative and it generated a large crowd with huge interest. So congratulations on that.
Many thanks. We gave our very best. Yeah.
It was really good. So just let's go back to basics. Tell me a little bit about who you are. Give yourself an introduction.
Yeah, I'm a car guy. Yeah, I'm since I was a student. I'm in love with cars. And have spent a lot of my time of my life at car builders. Yeah, I've spent more than 10 years at the BMW in Munich, where we are living. The family is living in Munich. And later on, the colleagues from the VW group asked me for strategy, and all my life was more strategy. I'm a strategy guy. So every night I have new thoughts and look for what we can do next day. And then I spent more than 10 years at the VW Group for the different brands, and the job was then for the whole group. And VW means 13 brands, yeah, from Bugatti to Porsche to Audi, VW, Skoda. Yeah, and we have plants around the world. So my life was in the plane, yeah, every day in the plane and go around the world, and looking for which brands we need, where do we position the brand, which products we need, and which technology. And the brand value is driven by technology and brands and people power. That's for me the three pillars, yeah. People power, because which team do you have, yeah, which managers do you have? Then the question is, do you have the right technology? And third is, do you have the right brands with the right products? This is three pillars. And this, so I'm very familiar with this. And then we were able to fix the strategy for the VW Group. And VW Group means it's more than 660,000 employers. We build more than 40,000 cars a day, per day, and more than 12 million cars a year. And then we jump the strategy from the left side of the river to the right side of the river. And on the right side of the river, it will be full electric and it will full automated. This two big transformation will happen in the next 8 to 10 years. And why will it happen? Because the VW Group spent the money from the left side to the right side. So we will no fresh money in combustion engines, fresh money only for electric solutions, fresh money only for automated driving, fresh money for cars, anyhow, for brands or anyhow, but not for the old world. And we fixed it in 2018, so more than 4 years ago, and now the society see what will happen. Yeah, now it comes to the market, and you see every day new electric cars. You see the Porsche Taycan, you see the Audi e-tron GT, you see the ID, you see now the ID Bus. Yeah, it's an icon in the market. And then more than 1 year ago, I said to my boss, the boss is the head of the group, yeah. And the head of the supervisory board, it's Herbert Dies and Hans-Dieter Pötsch. I said, strategy is given. For the next 10 years, the strategy is given. Yeah, I should look for a new job. And I said, I'm now about 60 years. I like to go back to my family and spend time with my family and look for new ideas for the nautical industry. Because I'm very, for me, it's very helpful to be on the sea, to be on the boat, to look on the sea, to spring in the water, and to have fun. Yeah, and I said, wow,
Yes.
now I could look for, with my experience, to look how could we electrify the ocean. Yeah, and that was the deal, and it's only 15, 18 months ago, and our two boys, Mike and Mark, are in this finally master study. So they spent time with me and the project, and so it was a little bit a startup with family power, yeah, and so I'm very proud. So if it does not be perfect in the first level, it was anyhow a big deal with the family.
Yeah, so you've done something. You make it sound so calm and so easy, but so what you're saying is that you left VW with a 10-year strategy, and you felt that you'd left them in a really great position that you could walk away and stop all that traveling and actually really focus on spending time with your family, but at the same time, working with them to set up their future as
Yeah,
well.
yeah, that's as I said, and we accelerated, and we founded a believer team. Yeah, a believer team around the world, from New Zealand, from South Africa, some in German, some in Austria, and every week we have many teams, and bring the thoughts, and nobody counts the full salary. Everybody gets a cost, but do not look for money in advance. And we have all the ideas. And due to my experience with the VW, we looked much more for technology than for boat building.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because
Yes.
we like to be the partner of boat builders. At the end of the day, we like to be partner of boat builders and make it very simple,
Yeah.
but deliver a system. And if you look, you are much more familiar with this industry than me. If you look, if you have seen it on Mets, there was no supplier who offers a system.
No, there wasn't. There really wasn't. Well, not that
Yeah,
I saw.
and that was the point from our side. We have to deliver a full stack, yeah, from the propeller to the cloud and back. Yeah, so our data will go to the cloud. It will be optimized. Then we can get updates, upgrades over the air. And as I mentioned before, the miracle of the sea. Yeah, I believe that is a number one. Everybody have to understand the miracle of the sea. It's very simple, but it's important that on the sea, it's very important to go faster. If you go faster, you go further, because if you go faster, you reduce the drag. And if you're able to reduce the drag, you get more range with the same battery.
Yeah.
Yeah, and battery.
Yes, which is the total opposite to being in a car, from what which seems so simple, but I've never thought about it until I attended your talk at Mets. I'd never thought about it like that.
Yeah, that's I've seen, and I had many discussion on the trade fair, and 95% of all boat builders and distributors didn't think about it. Yeah, but I said, hey,
No.
Don't put more power, not more diesel, not more turbo. Yeah, reduce the drag, and to reduce the drag means put the weight out and reduce the drag due to new hull construction. Hull means mono step hulls, foil supporting, bubble technologies. There are few technologies where we can reduce the drag, but we need speed, and the speed will be anyhow higher than 20 knots. Yeah, we expect for our boats, we expect between 25 and 30 knots the speed. So this technology and this transformation to full electric propulsion system are more for ocean or bigger lakes, yeah, or no speed limits. It's not for small rivers or where where you go only with 10 knots. Yeah, so this is a test displacement sector. So we expect it's like if you go to the ocean, you are in the bay, yeah. Then you go to the highway, you go to the long distance, and then you can go with more power. So the power boats go with 20 to 30 knots, and there you can reduce the drag more than 40%, and this means 40% means 40% more range. Yeah, that's
it's so simple when it's told to you, but like you say, you know, nobody thought of it or thought of it like that, did
yeah. I believe I'm in touch with some. Yeah, so but now it's more a niche. Yeah, it's
they?
and some different. Yeah, if you see Candela is a solution, but is this solution
Yes.
really robust? I'm not sure. Yeah, you see, cut. Yeah, it's more than 30 years old technology. Yeah, it's not a new one, but it's not familiar in Europe. But it's very familiar in South Africa or in Australia, where we have rough sea and long distance. So there are, but this nautical industry is very conservative, yeah, very traditional, and they haven't spent thoughts and money in technology, including lightweight, including new hull technology. They spent more money in the next boat. Yeah, it's more.
Why is that? Why is that, do you think? Why as an industry is that how we're behaving?
Yeah, I did not dig deeper because for me it was fine because if the industry is like this, I have a chance to run with my ideas and our ideas, yeah, because
Yeah.
it might be for us helpful that it is like it is, yeah, because now.
Well, yeah, not everyone's doing it,
Yeah.
are they? So it makes you more unique and it makes your niche even more
Yeah,
powerful.
that's the idea, and that's now the game change. I expect that now the next 24 to 36 months we will get a huge transformation, and then new share of the market. Yeah, so I believe now it's more a question of speed and investments in new technology, and don't spend money in old solutions. And I
Yeah.
expect that the customer, that the society will change much faster than the nautical industry. Yeah, and if it is like I expected, then we have a good chance with eD-TEC to be a partner of the new world of boat builders who
Yeah.
think about hull technology, lightweight, go faster. So this could be, and I have a lot of requests from trade fair, a lot of discussions, and a lot of detailed projects. So I'm very proud to have been there and to get the feedback of some new believers, and surprising that 95% are old-fashioned.
Yeah. So your mindset is almost one step ahead. But because you're attending these fairs and you're showcasing what you do and educating people along the way, it's creating so this group of believers that you speak about is getting larger and larger the more people are becoming educated in the solution you're offering.
Yeah, you are right. But if the demand from the customers will change, then many traditional boat builders will come in struggling phase. No?
Yeah, their hand will be forced because ultimately if the customer desires something completely different to what they're currently offering, they've got no choice but to go with that. And at that point, they're almost because it's almost out of their hands. Whereas you've taken the decision to drive that change yourself and it's in your control. Whereas if they're waiting for the customer to dictate that, you know, they're on the back foot and they're playing catch up, aren't they,
Yeah,
ultimately?
and we like to, as I mentioned before, we like to be the partner of boat builders who change into the new world, to change in full electric. And of course, there are some use cases you cannot go full electric. So in some use cases, you need a genset and range extender. So we're looking for some partners for range extender for the bigger boats. The smaller boats, yeah, up to 10 meters, you can go full electric. But for the bigger boats, we need some range extender, might be with methanol to have a CO neutral solution. And if we're able to deliver this platform from 50 kilowatt to 2,400 kilowatt, and we have the platform defined, I believe then we are ready for the full electric nautical industry and can go for electrify the ocean.
It sounds amazing, but you do also make it sound so simple and so obvious, which is the beauty of it, really.
Yeah, it's on the paper in the first prototype. It's many times it's simple, and then we see, oh, this is broken, this is broken. So I expect some some nightmares, but it is a part of pioneers. Yeah, if you have no blood in your nose, you have not been there. Yeah? I expect we have some blood at the nose. But we will cover it. It's a challenge, and we are very open for further believers or investors. Yeah, we are not like this. Yeah, we are very open. So if there is an investor who like to be a part of the party, highly welcome. Yeah, there has to fit to this team. Yeah, there have to be the power in the eyes, yeah, and then we are looking for, and I'm very keen on the next year because then we come from the paper and the workshop to the sea. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So what is it? What key things from your background in the automotive industry? What key things have you brought from that background to the marine industry that have really, really benefited that you wouldn't have been able to do had you not had that background in automotive?
Yeah, and what is a background? As I said first, you have to look for what is the need for your target group. Yeah, you have to understand what is your client, what is your customer. Yeah, you cannot build for everybody. Yeah, that's
No.
not. Yeah, we are looking for postmodern people because this technology, full electric technology, is more than double of the cost of combustion. So it's everything what you build is high price. You cannot build
Yeah.
you cannot build a good boat, a good full electric boat with all this need below 400, 500,000 euro. So it's expensive. Yeah. So
Yeah.
it's more for people who like to look for future solutions, who like to spend more money for CO2 neutral, to spend more money for have more fun with due to more power and more speed. So this is in this phase where you have no scales in the technology because you produce only a few sets a month. Yeah, so you have no the scales of the combustion industry. But it needs time. Yeah, because not everybody drives a Porsche, not everybody drives a BMW, not everybody drives a Mercedes. So that's a smaller part of the market. But we like to start with them, and might be in 5 to 10 years, it's standard. Yeah. So we have to understand the target group. You have to understand the use cases, and then we have to look for, as I mentioned before, the full stack. Don't think about in pillars. Think about in a stack, in a horizontal stack. So to have the electronic, to have your own software, to have a surface propulsion, because the surface propulsion is for go faster, go further, is 20 to 30% more efficient. Yeah. So it's given. It's not a new. It's not no new thoughts from our side. Yeah? It's our partner Lee. So I know him more than 10 years, and we driving since 10 years. We personally driving a motor yacht with surface piercing, and we are very happy because you have less consumption on the same nautical mile. Yeah, it's not per time; it's per mile, and this is right. Then you have to look for the perfect system. Perfect system means lightweight, hull technology, surface propulsion, have your engine in the right window of operation. Yeah. If you look to a spec of an electric engine, almost there's 96%, but 96% which RPM, which round per minute. Yeah, a propeller needs 1800 RPMs. If you look to some engines, engines expect more than 10,000 or more than 4,000. So you need a perfect gearbox to bring down all speeds on the same level of best window of operation. So it's only 3-4% efficient in each level, but 4 times 4% is 16%. And if you lose 16%, you have to spend more battery. More battery means more cost and more weight. Yeah, and weight is the opposite of your target. So this,
yeah, you're going to increase the drag then, aren't you?
and what I have seen in automotive industry is you have to have the stack in your hand. Yeah, you have to have the RPI, the IPRs. Yeah, you have the rights for it. Yeah, you have the rights for the software. You have the right for the surface propulsion, and we made this high integrated surface propulsion because it's very efficient and very simple to use. Yeah, you have seen this plug and play. Yeah, because
plug and play.
The boat builder has to focus on the nice design, best brand, lightweight, and hull technology. That's a job for the boat builder. And they can expect from our side that we are very simple to mount and a maintenance solution and to optimize the boat year by year. Yeah. And due to the connection to the cloud, we have a way to bring new software during lifetime into the boat to have new.
So is that remotely as well? Because you wouldn't, any maintenance or upgrades, I assume you wouldn't need to even visit the boat. It could just be done remotely.
Yeah, it's. I believe it's not 100% without. Might be sometimes we have a hardware change, but for updates and upgrades, we can do it without any visiting in a yard or so. It's going via over the air. Yeah, we can go over the air.
Yeah.
And the drive have some sensors inside. If the drive are struggling due to hit some obstacle or due to some faults in the drive will call us like an airplane and say, hey, too high temperature, some vibration, you have to change. Then we call the client and say, hey, we have to change your drive. Which yard you prefer? Then we send the drive, a new drive, an overhaul drive, to this yard. 1 hour change, we get the older one, the former one, we get back and analyze it, and the client has a new overhauled drive for it, for the next one.
And it's so convenient, without any limited downtime without their boat. Do you know what I mean? It's so quick for them. They're not going to be days, months, weeks without a boat while it's being fixed.
Yeah, that's our plan. Yeah.
It doesn't always go to plan.
Between a plan and real life, we have some struggles meanwhile. Yeah. But we were looking to have first step in Europe a stock where we have anyhow few drives for some problems, and so for the owners, for the clients, it's very important to have the boat in operation. Yeah, and boats you use only 50 days a year, but this 50 days should be work. Yeah, so the 50 days are very important that you don't lose time for maintenance. Yeah, don't lose time for a yard, new drives, new propellers, or whatever. So this is a part. We called it plug and play to make it very simple and to have a system for maintenance.
Yeah, absolutely. So I mean, it's brilliant for the customer, the client, but also the boat builders as well, because they don't need to employ anyone skilled in this technology. They just become partners of you guys. And as long as they can almost just sort of deal with the aesthetics of housing your unit. Do you know what I mean? They don't have to actually get too involved in the technical side of it, or actually have those expertise in house.
Yeah, if they have their own technology partners inside that they are aware about lightweight and special stepped hull for drag reduction in the hull, they can do it at their own. Or if they need support, then we can help them to do the right things. And are we sure to reach the targets? Yeah, what performance they expect? So we say which drive, which power, which propeller size, which drive size. Because if you have a bigger boat, you need a bigger propeller, or you need more drives. We can mount up to 4 drives per boat. It's not only 2. Yeah, we start with 2, minimum 2, because we have looking for redundancies. So if one fails, you have a further one.
Yeah.
And we have a further line of defense. If the CAN bus will fail, we have a PLC. So after a few milliseconds, the system changed from bus control to PLC control. So we have different levels. If the steering wheel fails, then we can steer by finger. So we have different levels of defense if something fails in the boat. And for all of this, we need boat builders, and they let us know what they are looking for. Do they looking for a special HMI? Yeah, because we develop the software at our own. If they like to have more display with like a Rolex, or more than a Breitling, or more than an Apple, yeah, then we say, okay, if you like to look for Rolex, then we make a Rolex surface, yeah. If they like to have more acceleration in the first phase of throttle, then we optimize for them, yeah. So it's a standard stack, but we can look for adapt it to the different needs for these boat builders.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think if you've got a boat builder that is right now building combustion boats and is investing in that technology, you're almost removing, and they're almost reluctant to change because of perhaps a lack of understanding and just doing what they've always known. You're removing that barrier because acting as a partner, they don't necessarily need to upskill anything, change anything, because you're there offering that support and that knowledge and that education along the way.
Yeah, but this needs a little bit time. You have seen in the automotive industry, they need more than 10 years. Yeah. So you need some pioneers who start, and then we will see the next 5 years. We will see that it is not a hassle. Electric mobility is really nice. Yeah, I'm not sure if you drive already electric cars. But I'm not born as electric car driver. I'm born as a piston fan. Yeah, my first car was a BMW 6-cylinder. Then we had a few Aston Martins 12-cylinder. Yeah, so I was really a petrol head. Yeah, but then we have seen, hey, if we like to cover this planet. Yeah, we cannot do it with fossil energy. Yeah, we have to change to renewable energy, and we have to change from combustion technology to full electric. And then we drove the first electric systems, and it was so amazing. Yeah, acceleration, silent, no sound. Yeah, it was really silent. And if you come home, you plug your charger. You never go to a petrol station. Yeah.
To a petrol station.
Why petrol station? We plug it every evening. Come home, plug it. Yeah. Or the other car. If my wife go to shopping or wherever, she plug it, and very very seamless. Yeah. So energy is clean, and energy is king. Yeah. We see now due to the war in Russia. Yeah. We see the Europeans are not ready for energy. And energy is
No.
king. And for example, if you have 6-liter gasoline, you can drive a combustion car about 100 kilometers. Yeah, I'm sure you have seen it. 6-liter
Yeah.
means 100 kilometers. 6-liter gasoline is the same energy than 60 kilowatt hour battery. With a 60 kilowatt hour battery, you can drive more than 300 kilometers.
Right. So actually, it's the performance
Yeah,
is there, the efficiency is there. It's I think with the marine industry though that differs from the automotive industry is the infrastructure there. Like you say, I mean, you can go to a shop and you can plug your car in, but in the marine industry, is the infrastructure there to plug your boat in? Do you know what I mean? I feel that we're not quite there, and there's some work to be done on that side of
yeah,
things.
but look, we are starting not with container boats. Yeah, container boats, you cannot expect a petrol charging station
No.
on the sea. But if we start in the leisure boat sector or close to the shore industry for police, seals, coast guards, medical, so they have no long distance. If you look to marinas, if in average only 50 days a year a boat is running. So it means that more than
Yeah.
300, it's a part of marina. And if electric boat is a
Yeah.
part of the marina, so it's a part of the grid, because the batteries are a part of the grid. And the marinas has anyhow for each boat about 22 kilowatt plug for AC. So our first boat, as a proof of concept, we can charge with 22 kilowatt AC. So it is in each
Okay.
marina, and after 2-3 hours it's recharged. And if this boat will be a part of the grid, it can help all the others if they need more power. Yeah. So
Oh,
it's
right.
like a big
Okay.
lake of energy in marinas.
Yeah.
So if you start think from today, it does not work. But if you think in 10 years, if 50% of all boats in a marina are full electric, then it's an energy lake in this marina, and then if you share this energy as a team, you have much more energy than you need.
Yeah. So what I love about that is how there are problems, there are challenges, and there are obstacles along the way. But you seem almost so quick and so fast paced. You know, your brain's going, thinking of possible solutions and ways to overcome it. You know, it's never okay, we've hit that challenge, that's a problem. It's like, okay, great, let's think about this, let's get together and let's talk about solutions and let's make those solutions happen.
Yeah, that's it. That's as we said, we are able next year. We are able to have a V2V charging. What means V2V? Vessel to vehicle, vehicle to vessel, vessel to vessel. So I can charge if I come with a Audi or with a Porsche or with a VW. I can charge my boat with my car, or if my boat can charge my car. If you have a boat like the first Silent Speed, it's a 28 feet boat. You can trailer it, so you have your battery. You have a battery pack behind you, yeah, and you can charge your car with
Yeah.
your own battery pack, yeah. Or if you have your trailer boat along your house, it's a part of your grid system for your house. It's a part of energy.
Yeah.
So that needs time. Yeah, it's not from today to tomorrow. But the
No, it's not.
automotive industry works on this since few years, so we can expect solutions now year by year. And the big deal is that renewable energy is a part of the European industry. The energy from oil and gas is not a part of our industry. Yeah,
No,
so
it's not.
we get a big profit pool in the middle of our society. Yeah, to use the wind, to
Yeah.
use the sun, and charge it in battery. And overnight we use the battery to help the household to get a warm flat, warm house, whatever. Yeah?
Yeah. It's such an interesting concept, but again, it's another concept that you make sound so simple and so obvious. But it's, and that's the beauty of it. That's why the conversations, and that's why when I attended your stand at Metz, why it was so informative, because it was almost so beautifully simple and obvious.
Yeah, it's paper, and sound is very simple, but it needs time. Yeah,
Yeah.
I did not promise that we will see it in the next year. Yeah, but we have to start. Yeah, the
We have to
pioneers has to
start,
start.
yeah.
If you don't start, nobody can reach the other side of the river. And I said
We have to make that first step, don't we? Because otherwise, you can't bury your head, because it will come and bite you. We have to keep making those first steps, because they're the hardest. Once we're on that journey, we've got no choice ultimately, have we? We have to head towards, like you say, that right side of
Yeah,
the river.
and we need believers in this. As I mentioned, you asked me what are the biggest experience from my automotive experience to the nautical
Yeah.
industry. It's we have to understand how the society is working, and the society is not, everybody's not the same like the others, and there's a very important group of people in the society. I call it postmodern people. These postmodern people are very keen on future-oriented technology. They're very keen on trying something new, to spend money for nice performance, for a nice design, nice technology. They don't spend money in the past. They ever spend money in the future. This is that are people
Yeah.
like Tesla clients, yeah, Tesla clients, yeah. They spend money in a new brand, in a new technology, in a new kind to drive. So these are people who are more on the believer side than on the tradition side. So and we start
Yeah.
to build technology and to build some boats for proof of concept for these people. Yeah, and then the other people see, hey, that's cool. Yeah? My next car
Oh,
will be a Tesla as well, or my next car will be a Porsche Taycan, or my next car will be a ID3, ID4, ID Buzz, whatever. Yeah, there are many people who,
yeah.
me too. Yeah, not the first mover. Yeah, so we have to build
Yeah.
the products for the first mover, and then after 5 years, yeah, the next boat will be then electric.
It
Yeah, the
evolves,
next
doesn't it?
car will be electric, and then we get the scales from the combustion went down, and from electric ramps up. So so
Ramps up,
yeah,
tip the
so as
balance.
I mentioned before, now today technology for full electric boats are more than double of the cost of combustion. In five
Mm.
years, it's the same, and in 10 years, it's opposite.
Opposite, yeah, absolutely. Because I suppose, everything gets more efficient with the way you're producing it, and you're mass producing it at scale, because there's more demand from it, because like you say, you're not just talking to that small sort of first people taking that first step into electric. You're talking to the masses after that, aren't you? And your customer sort of range is
Yeah,
huge.
yeah, you're right.
Awesome. So, I mean, what does the immediate future look like for you? 2023. What are your immediate plans for sort of next year?
Yeah, for us now, it's very important to fulfill what we said. Yeah. So we start now the next few weeks. We start the sea trials. It's not so
Hmm.
easy because it's going cold and cold. Yeah. So it's
Yeah.
more winter than summer. So it will be a hard trials. We build up now two test boats. We are looking now for the battery. So I hope we can start sea trials in about 2 3 weeks, and
Okay.
look for how is the combustion consumption. Yeah, what is the consumption? What is we expect some trouble with temperature, because thermal management is very tricky for engine, gearbox, inverters. So what is for 2023? we like to show you and customers and boat builders that it's not only paper that is working in the real life.
It's real life. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
out there.
that's I believe that's now proof of concept. Yeah, if it,
Yeah.
and but we know how the boat is running. We know how the propulsion is running. We know the end. We know each component. We know, but to put all together is a different deal. Yeah.
Yeah, but what an exciting
Yeah,
milestone.
it is. Yeah, and hope we have no blood in the nose. So it's running. Then we like to start building for silent yachts the Silent Speed 28. Then
Yeah, which is just the perfect. It's perfect brand alignment, isn't it? I had a really great conversation with Michael Kohler recently on the podcast, and you guys are very, very similar. In your mindset and the way you have this belief in this future technology. So it's just the perfect brand to be working with, I imagine.
yeah, so he's a real believer. Yeah,
Yeah,
and I like him and his team, and he had a lot of struggles along the road. Yeah.
yeah,
And many competitors are looking and yeah. So and I'm very proud that he's a friend of ours, and he trusts in this technology and he trusts in this. So it's we are very it's very helpful to have him on this side. And this, so we put
definitely.
everything to fulfill their expectations. Then we have some other boat builders with monohulls. We have one project. We like to have not only boats like fiber boats. We have a project, and the test boat will start in the water very soon, like a wooden boat. It's like a little bit like a river style. Yeah, it's a little bit
Okay.
like a fast river style, and this could be a further target group, because there are many people who likes wooden boats because it's
Hmm.
100% sustainable. And if we bring in a
Yep.
wooden boat electric power systems, that's perfect from the setup for bigger lakes, might be for Lago Maggiore,
Yeah.
for Zürichsee, where you have some boat in front of your house. Yeah, so it's for lakes where you have to drive electric, and you can be fast. So
Hmm.
that's a concept for a wooden boat, a mono step hull boat. It's
Oh
lightweight,
wow.
so it's a
Yeah.
different direction. Yeah, so it's a different target group. So this, I believe, that's the plan for 2023. Looking to set up the first drive stack with these two boats, and then we start the bigger drives. Yeah, to have the
Yep.
drive set for boats about 16 meters, 18 meters. And
Oh
2024,
right,
we are
it's quite
looking
large.
for the big drives for boats between 20 and 30 meters. Yeah, so for the big boats, so it's
Right.
70 feet, 80 feet. That's a big boat. This business
Yeah.
will be more simple because you have more space in the boat.
More
It's
space.
not
Yeah.
so small. It's the integration not so complicated.
Yep.
And so we have a plan for the next 2 years, and hopefully along the road a lot of believers on our partner side, yeah, for investments and
Yep.
developers, and on the other hand, boat builders who trust our technology and start think about how do they have to develop a boat for electric. So it's not
Mm.
it's not the same. Yeah, you have to look for where is the place for the battery, where how much weight I put in the boat, how as I said many times, which kind of hull you use. Yeah,
Hmm.
so if a
Yep.
brand cannot sell a boat in high price, you have to look for brand issues. Yeah, do we have to build up an electric
Yep.
brand? Do we have a brand which changed 100% to electric? Yeah, so we will see a lot of interesting developments in brands and boat builder.
Yeah, absolutely, because they're like, you know, if they need to change their target audience due to the cost of going electric, that's a really interesting dynamic that we're going to see, a real sort of shift in the market when it comes to how people position their brand in the
Yeah,
market,
yeah.
because they will be forced to change possibly who their target audience is, like you say, just
You will
cost.
see it any time on the next trade fairs how fast it went, and as you have seen
Yeah.
on a Mets trade, we haven't seen so many new solutions or systems. This was, in my perspective, was 90% very traditional.
Mm. Yeah, absolutely. Well, I've absolutely loved having you on the show. You know, how simple you make the solutions, but how interesting and how educational, and you know, the way you speak about it in a way that just makes absolute sense has been brilliant. I've just got one final question for you. Have you got one quote or one saying or one message that you always strive to live by?
Yeah, well, for me, it's very important that everybody starts. There's a responsibility for the planet. Is your own picture in your mirror.
Wow, that's probably one of the most powerful sentences I've heard in a long
Yeah.
time. But it's, you know, it's absolutely right. So, you know, thank you so much for ending the show on that message. And I look forward to seeing you at the next trade show and, you know, continuing this conversation and seeing what you guys are up to
Okay.
next.
Thank you very much as well. Have a nice and keep good care for you.
Speak to you
Bye-bye.
soon.
I really hope you've enjoyed this episode. If you have, then it would be awesome if you could leave a rating or a review. Don't forget to subscribe so you can listen to us again. See you soon.